Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about the Deals tab in the Etsy app, which is brand new, and where it comes from and why I think they're doing it. And stay with me because I'm going to go into things that they actually said in the Q3 investor presentation to explain the background of why, like I said, why I think they're pushing this. This is not a glitch and it's not a mistake. It's being put there deliberately in order to get people to find things that are on sale. It's basically a sale filter on Etsy, but there's going to be a very prominent little tab where people can tap it. I wouldn't be surprised if they do something on desktop to do this also eventually. But at this point, it's only on the app. And as far as we can see, not everyone has it. But Josh did mention in the Q3 investor presentation, which I have notes here, I'm going to read, that this was just launched. So it may not have rolled out to everyone. It could be that only Apple devices are going to get it because that happens a lot with Etsy apps. We'll see. But the first thing I want to say is that I will be editing this to add screenshots so you can see what I'm talking about. But I need to kind of go through the background of where I'm thinking this is coming from so that you understand it. All right, so in the Q3 investor presentation, this is for 2023, and I will put the link to it in the description of this video so that you can go watch it yourself. You can watch investor presentations. You don't have to be an investor. Don't take my word for it. Don't take someone else's word for it. Go watch it yourself and draw your own conclusions. But at 33:19, so that's the timestamp on the presentation, Josh Silverman, who's the CEO of Etsy, said, "This is the toughest macro I've run this business in by far," meaning the sales environment, the economic environment, the environment from competition is the toughest environment that he has worked in since he started running Etsy. And that's saying a lot. And part of it is the talk, they were talking about why it's so tough. And part of it is the advertising that's being put online by Temu and Shein, which are the two big Chinese companies that have come in and flooded everywhere. I'm sure everyone has seen their ads. I'm sure they're probably going to show an ad during this video because I just mentioned their names. And that's how it works. But he said, there's no question that Temu and Shein are having an impact in the market. You don't get that big that fast without taking share from many people. Right? So Etsy has noticed this, and they're seeing that these companies are coming in and taking market share. They also talked about how the amount of advertising that these companies are putting out there is driving the cost of ads up. And stay with me because this is all connected, I promise, to the Deals tab. So the price of advertising on Facebook and on Google is being driven up because of those two companies bidding on keywords that are related to the same types of things that Etsy sells. And, you know, Etsy, he said that Etsy is never going to be, what was the blue light special. He said that. But he says what they want to do in order to combat this is to move advertising money in different places. And that's one of the reasons why they did the $5 off 25, deal in September and the $10 off 40. That was Etsy's ad budget that paid for that. So they're moving advertising in different places. And he did talk about that during the presentation. If you watch the whole thing, they were going to advertise on TV more. But one of the things they talked about, kind of promoting the idea that Etsy is affordable. And that a lot of sellers have things that they do want to put on sale. So that's something that they're going to be focusing on. And at 34:57, he said, we're going to continue to focus on the incredible quality of the merchandise for sale on Etsy at affordable prices and delivered really reliably. And that's basically the push that we've been seeing in the ads and in all the messages on Etsy is, get it in time or your money back. And that's basically just the purchase protection program. There's nothing new about that. But the point that he was making was that a lot of people think that Etsy is going to be more expensive. And he's like, yeah, there's a lot of things that are on sale on Etsy. And there's a lot of things that are very affordable. The quality is better than on these Chinese sites. And it's going to be delivered reliably. And he did say people don't understand how reliable Etsy sellers are as far as shipping goes. So that's the reason that they're pushing all this stuff. They're trying to get people to understand that Etsy is not what they think it is. And that Etsy will actually have affordable prices and you're going to get your stuff relatively quickly. And in the same vein, he said at 45:40 in the presentation, he calls this a very highly promotional environment. In this very highly promotional environment, when a lot of people are looking for deals, they don't necessarily associate Etsy with deals. And deals was the word that he used. That's a direct quote. 45:40, that's the timestamp. Go listen to it yourself. And then at 46 minutes, he says, but with 120 million things for sale, we do have millions of items that our sellers want to put on sale at very attractive prices. Okay. So they're basically trying to get people to understand that there's a lot of stuff for sale on Etsy and the prices are affordable. And you're going to get it quickly because Etsy sellers are pretty reliable at shipping things on time. And this is where he started talking about the deals tab in the app. And I will show that to you in a minute. I'm going to do some screenshots. But this is what he said at 46:10 in the timestamp. The vast majority of promotions on Etsy are seller funded. It's when sellers put things on sale. And the new deals tab in our app, for example, I'm really excited about. It just launched. So this is why you might not have it. It's very early days, but buyers seem excited that there's a deals tab, and that tells me that people are using it. Okay, so this is an interesting thing that explains why they all this together makes total sense. And you have to listen to these investor presentations because the Q&As at the end are really interesting. The investors ask a lot of interesting questions and they give a lot of interesting answers. But this explains why this deals tab suddenly showed up. They're trying to deal with a difficult environment just in general. They're dealing with these companies that have come into the market and just are offering junk at rock bottom prices, but people buy there because it's cheap. And I'm in a lot of Facebook groups where people talk about buying things there and they're like, but it's so cheap. I don't care that it's run by, questionable ethical behavior, whatever. I'm not going to get into that. People don't care because it's cheap. So Etsy has to come in and do this, and the deals tab on the app is one of the things. Now, I went into my Google Analytics for my shop, and it tells me, and I know these are only estimates, but it gives you kind of a general picture of where your traffic is coming from on your Etsy shop if you have that hooked up. If you don't have Google Analytics hooked up, go and watch my video for that. I'll put that at the end of this one. But it tells me that about 60% of my traffic comes from the app on Etsy. It also tells me that most of it is from iOS, which is the Apple devices, and that's where most people right now are seeing this deals tab. So, but I'm assuming that they're going to roll it out to everyone if it is successful on iOS. But it sounded from what he said that people like it. Now, the thing about the deals tab is it changes the search bar to only things that are on sale, and it sticks until the customer actually gets out of that section of the app. So let's go into this. You open up your Etsy app, and down at the bottom is this little tab that says deals. All right, so if you tap on that, the search bar at the top has now changed to say search all deals. That's everything that's on sale on Etsy. So it doesn't matter what percentage it is. You can have a 5% off sale. You can have a 10%. But if you don't have anything on sale, you're not going to be included in these search results because you're in the deals tab now. And that's basically turned on the on sale filter. This is Etsy's way of trying to let people know that there's a lot of stuff that's affordable on Etsy and it's on sale. And he said people are looking for deals. All right, so there's that. So let's say that I've done this and it says sales items picked just for you. Now, I don't know why they picked this for me. I don't wear jewelry. I think this is based on things that I have looked at. So you scroll through, it shows some shops and that kind of stuff. But if you don't want that and you start going up here to search for something else, it still says search all deals. All right, so it's going to stay in this on sale filter. So let's look for cake toppers because that's what I sell, sort of. I sell cake decorations. But when you search for that, see at the top right, the on sale filter is still turned on because I'm still in the deals tab. See at the bottom, it's highlighted deals. As long as people stay in this and they don't go back to the homepage and they just keep searching, you're not going to be included in those searches. But see, my listing here, this says it's a bestseller because Halloween just went by, right? So people were buying these for Halloween, and it's these moths right in the middle of the screen. I have this on a sale. I have this set up at, I think it's 25% off. I'm going to drop it back to 10, but I have a minimum order amount listed. So when I set up a sale that says, 25% off for $60 and over, because to me that's a reasonable amount. You don't want to go in and put $1,000 unless that's kind of a reasonable amount that people would actually spend in your shop. If you sell high-end jewelry or original paintings, that kind of thing might make sense. But don't just put a super high amount so that you make customers mad. It has to be an amount that actually makes sense for you. But by doing that, you can get into the sale filter and your listings will show up. Now you see on the app, this says $12 because there's a minimum order amount. So it is showing up on the on sale filter at $12. But when I tap on it, it goes to my shop, and somewhere on here, it should say something about, well, maybe not. No, here it is. 25% off all items in this shop, but it's qualified, right? So it's a qualified sale. And I guess on the app, it doesn't actually show this. So that's an interesting thing. If you're on desktop, let's switch over to desktop. This says eligible orders get 25% off. So this is why you don't want to put something at a super, super high sale, because that doesn't make sense. Your customers are going to go here, and where they see this is actually in the shopping cart. If they put something in their cart and they go to the shopping cart, they're actually going to see a little message that says either something about spend this much more and get free shipping, or spend this much more and get the discount. So Etsy will give them nudges in the cart, but the messaging that they see on desktop and on the app is going to be different as far as the price and the little, eligible orders get 25% off goes. It's going to look different. You don't want to run a perpetual sale either, because the impulse is to say, well, now I have to put everything on Etsy on sale. No, this is not, number one, that's illegal in a lot of places. It depends on what state you're in. It depends on what country you're in. And you need to look that up for yourself to see what the rules are around running a sale all the time. That's deceptive. It's deceptive consumer policy, so don't do that. You do need to be aware that this is happening, and the deals tab is there. And it took the place of notifications, which really kind of irks me, because that was a good place to get your listing shown and your shop shown. But the other thing to understand is that not everyone is going to see this, and not everyone is going to use that tab, but a lot of people are. And if Etsy is pushing sales, and at this time of the year it makes sense that they do, because this is a big shopping season, obviously. But if they're pushing a sale, then you might want to participate. I personally don't like putting things on sale on Etsy, and doing it this way basically displays my full price. It doesn't have the for sale thing, strike through. It just gets around that on sale filter. And there is a sale going. If people want to buy 5 things, and some people do, then they will get the discount. But it's not something that is showing up with the price, struck out with the sale price next to it. That to me would be more deceptive, and I'm glad that they do it this way so that it shows the full price and people can buy one at the full price. That's fine. The other thing to know is that when someone goes to the homepage tab on the app, and I'm going to tap home right now, it does turn back to search for anything on Etsy, and that filter turns off. But if they're stuck in the deals tab, they search there. People don't know this. You can't predict what people are going to do when they're shopping online. I would just be going in there and searching using the search bar, because I'm not reading what that says, right? Because people don't read. So they're going to be stuck in the sale filter until they get out of that deals tab, but they might get out. And not everyone is going to see this. Not everyone is going to see the deals tab. Not everyone is going to filter by on sale. But you need to be aware that it's happening, and then you can make decisions for yourself. And that's what this channel is about, is to educate you so that you can then go and make decisions for yourself. Don't take my word for it. I did get a lot of people who said that they did a sale with a condition with a minimum order, and it did start to increase their visibility. This is really a visibility issue. This isn't a question about whether you should have things on sale or not. It's a visibility issue. So you need to understand that there is a visibility issue with that deals tab, and that it's not showing every single thing, because deals is basically the on sale filter. So leave me any questions. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't get your panties in a bunch, because Etsy changed something. They said that people like this, so they're probably using it. I will talk to you later.